Deputies in Robeson County are cleaning up the roads. We'll show you why the sheriff says this could bring more protection to the community. There are still 4 months left in the school year, but some students are running low on supplies, how a local church is stepping in to help, and giving back to a man who always gave his all to his community. We'll take you to an event that supports a local reporter whose life has been changed forever. Good morning and thanks for joining us for GMC Weekend. I'm Taggart Houck, and we've got to start with the elephant in the room, that weather. 50-degree drop over the last 3 days, but first warning meteorologist Kevin Jacobs is here. And Kevin, we're expecting a little bit of a warm-up here.
That's right, Taggart. We're all looking forward to warmer temperatures. The sun is out this morning and those temperatures are cold, but they will eventually warm up, and we'll keep an eye on the temperatures throughout the rest of today. I'll send it back over to you and have more on the warm up coming up in my complete first warning forecast.
Thank you, Kevin. Deputies in Robeson County say they're looking for a 20-year-old man who disappeared early yesterday afternoon. Officials say Tevin Newell was last seen on Glen Cove Drive in Lumberton. He's described as 6 feet 4 inches and 350 pounds with brown eyes, black hair, and dreadlocks. At the time he went missing, he was wearing a black hoodie with silver sleeves, gray shorts, and black flip-flops. Officials also say Newell is believed to suffer from a cognitive impairment. If you see him, call police. You want a story we first told you about Thursday night. A representative of the Debadoo community has released a statement about plans to build barriers to capture sand. The Coastal Conservation League is challenging the permit, saying those barriers will harm a nearby wildlife preserve. The statement says the barriers are part of a bigger renourishment plan that will help prevent erosion at the preserve, and they will not prevent sand from moving over or around them. The statement says simply putting sand on the beach isn't sustainable. In Robeson County, officials say a man is facing multiple drug charges after a traffic stop last night in Pembroke. 39-year-old Jamie Jones was taken into custody after police found cocaine, marijuana, and more than $1,700 in cash on him. He's being held in the Robeson County Detention Center with a $250,000 secured bond. Robeson County Sheriff's deputies are taking matters into their own hands to make sure drivers are safe. This morning, more than 20 deputies, local leaders, and volunteers suited up and braved that cold to pick up litter along the roads. Robeson County Sheriff's Bernice Wilkins says it's part of a new campaign called Clean and Green. They hope to make it a monthly event. Deputies carried off dozens of bags of trash, some as small as bottles and papers, to furniture and old campaign signs. One county commissioner we spoke to says keeping the streets looking good is just one more way to protect the community.
Help keep our county clean. That's what's going to sell our county to get industry here, and we just need some help.
Sheriff Wilkins says if you'd like to volunteer, just call the sheriff's office. Coming together to give back to someone who always put his community first. That's why folks in Myrtle Beach hosted a benefit for former Sun News reporter Jason Rodriguez. Back in November, Jason had to have his lower right leg amputated shortly after he suffered a heart attack, which required 3 stents leading to his heart. The community is coming together to help Jay and his family afford bills and expenses as he's been without a full-time paycheck since mid-November.
To know that there are community members and people I consider family who are here when you need them most, there's nothing that beats that.
If you weren't able to make the event, don't worry, you can still help out. A GoFundMe account has been set up for you to make a donation. Students are more than halfway through the school year, and some of them are already running out of supplies. A church in Conway, though, is tackling that problem. Bethel AME on Race Path Avenue held its first education rally yesterday. Students were invited to pick up some new school supplies and listen to motivational speakers. One of the organizers says it's important for the church to be a place of support.
We got you. The village wants to step up and make sure that, we kill the excuses and we make sure that our young people are equipped every day. And the end result is for them to become contributing members of society.
Most school supplies were donated or bought using grant money. Taking a look around the Carolinas, a woman in Wilmington, North Carolina saw her life flash before her eyes, and it was all caught on camera. We want to warn you, the video may be disturbing. Now, take a look at this. While walking with a neighbor, she says she heard a loud horn. The next thing she knew, She was on top of a car and thrown to the ground. She says she didn't even have time to turn around and look, but she thinks this was no accident, especially when the driver left and then briefly returned.
I thought for sure this person, oh my God, I lost control. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you, and it's crazy. And what, can I help you or anything? No.
Police believe the neighbor and hit-and-run driver know each other. Benson agrees and thinks this hit and run was a vengeful one, but right now she says she's just thankful to be alive. New York Governor Kristen Gillibrand made a stop in Columbia ahead of her potential 2020 presidential campaign. After her speech, she touched on the controversy going down in Virginia.
Having seen the photographs that the governor put in his yearbook as a medical student, so offensive, racist. I can't understand why you would include that photo. I think he has to resign.
She joins a long list of lawmakers who believe Governor Northam should step down from his current position. Parents are liable for a student's lunch account, and it can add up. After sending a Freedom of Information Act, our sister station in Charleston found this school year Dorchester District 2 students have already racked up more than $136,000 in lunch debt. Parents get a text alert when their child has a low account balance for school lunch. According to the data, it looks as though a fair share of those texts actually go by the wayside. Parents, be warned that debt can still be sent to the collections office at the end of the school year. The Daisy Fair Flowers is here to give you some help for some arrangement ideas for that special someone. We'll take a look at what the right look is for Valentine's Day.